my life has been very much back to normal in Guangzhou, the capital city of South China's Guangdong province, going to work, meeting friends and shopping in malls. Our neighbor Shenzhen has been recently vexed by an Omicron outbreak that concerned us, but it successfully achieved dynamic zero COVID within 1 week. Now the city, which is one of China's advanced manufacturing hubs, has been restored to its vitality. However, there has been doubts about China's adherence to the dynamic zero COVID approach, as countries like the UK, Germany, and the US are lifting pandemic restrictions. Is China wrong? China has been able to contain the COVID-19 transmission through early detection, diagnosis, quarantine, and treatment. People's health and life are ensured. The economy achieves a speedy recovery with GDP growing by 2.3% in 2020 and 8.1% in 2021. But let's assume China will listen to the advice and take the West's softer measures of handling the COVID-19. What will happen? Let's first take a look at the current circumstances in China and the countries adopting mitigation strategies for dealing with the COVID-19. The number of confirmed COVID cases and deaths in those countries are much higher than in China. What if China, with a much larger population, learns from these countries' strategies? China CDC's research in 2021 shows the strategies of the US, UK, Israel, Spain, and France will introduce a colossal outbreak and overwhelm the medical system in China. There may be people saying that the daily new cases in countries like the US are decreasing. But I have to ask the Western media's beloved questions. At what cost? The cost is their citizens' health and life. So far, about 1 million people have died from the COVID-19 in the US. Even if surviving the infection, approximately 10 to 20% of the patients may suffer from the post-COVID-19 condition or long COVID.
Suddenly, it crept up on me, and very severe exhaustion. I found I could barely stand. Each day you wake up and you're not sure what you're going to feel like. Are you going to feel good? Are you going to have pains in your back, in your legs, in your fingers? Is it going to be ringing in the ears? Is it going to be a muggy headache?
So, with such a large number of deaths and various potential consequences, it is irresponsible for government to just let their citizens be careless or prepare for living with the virus so soon. There are experts starting questioning the West's way of handling the pandemic.
My overwhelming view about all the European reactions bar one is that they did not prepare at all for it.
There's no coordination. That's a problem. So even in the vaccine rollout between cities and states and counties and how it was being distributed and where you could go for a vaccine, complete uncoordination.
According to Nature, the highly contagious Omicron has left the policymakers in a position where they either put in restrictions early or do nothing. So why are some Western countries lifting pandemic restrictions? It's because this is the right time to do it, or this is the only choice left to them. A study in the Lancet has reviewed the reason. It shows that countries opting for elimination strategies like China and New Zealand have lower death rate, faster economic recovery, and surprisingly to many Western countries, more liberty for citizens. Importantly, elimination has been framed as a civic solidarity approach that will restore civic liberties the soonest. This focus on common purposes is frequently neglected in the political debate. Read the Lancet study citing the experience of eradicating smallpox. The dynamic zero COVID approach requires a decisive government and dedicated community workers. It's clearly not easy, but that's not the reason we should lift control and live with COVID.